G'day Aussie Gamers, welcome to episode 2 of Gaming with the Old Boys, a show about whatever the hell we want. I am Snoogans and with me as always is...
Royboy, or Ross Mark's father.
That's the way we do it. So yes, episode 2, mate, happy New Year, that's just around the corner. By the time this goes live it'll be New Year's Eve.
Yes.
And there's a good chance I'll already be drinking. So...
I've already started.
Oh, well, yes, we've already started, so we won't worry about that. So how was your Christmas, mate? What did you get up to?
My Christmas was pretty good. It was fantastic.
It's pretty fantastic.
Yep. And that's because it's really hot. Is it hot? Are you hot?
It is hot. Anyone who lives in New South Wales or quite a bit of the country at the moment would know there's a bit of a heat wave going through. And that's because hell has frozen over. Yeah. What we mean by that is Royboy has gone and got himself an Xbox One S.
I'm joining the club.
Joining the club. Something a little bit different. Something we never thought would happen. But here he is. So, what have you thought of it so far, mate?
The Microsoft exclusive games such as Forza Motorsport 6 and Forza Horizon, they are fantastic games. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of different cars and that you normally don't get on the PS4 with project cars, and well, there's only really project cars and
That's
F1.
really all it is,
but,
yeah.
And I've got Gears of War 4, which I've only played really the intro to.
Yeah, we haven't introduced you to Horde mode yet, have we?
No, not yet.
Not yet. That'll come shortly.
It's taken a little while to install. I like it. I like the way you can interact and interconnect your TV and your Foxtel or your set-top box, so it controls everything. But it's come across one thing that I always knew Microsoft was a bit backwards, and that's when you open the game box, the disc somehow is on the left-hand side and not the right, like every normal Blu-ray or PlayStation 4 game. But aside from that, it does a little...
You've got to differentiate himself somehow.
And they're in a green package. It is good. I've enjoyed it. It looks good on the TV. It's just the little things that you're not used to, like you've got to put the disc in and the game's got to actually be fully installed, which normally takes an hour to 2 hours plus the update.
Yeah.
So you can't, it's not like a PS4, you can just stick the disc in and away you go. But from the bit of time I've spent with it, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I've got my Games with Gold membership. Set that up today, and I've mainly just been playing Forza Motorsport 6 and a little bit of Horizon, but Jesus, fun driving around in a VGX Ford Falcon with Pepsi Max all over it, and the liveries as well. I mean, like people have actually gone to the and spent the time. I looked at it a little bit, but I can't be bothered, and I don't have that much time to play around with it. But people have actually, like, these are 2015 supercars, and people have spent the time to put the 2016 liveries in. See, the Pepsi Max Falcon's now the Bottle Falcon, super cheap on it. It's pretty cool. It's got Bathurst. Bathurst is, well, with the paint and the advertisement, it's the proper advertising as opposed to Project Cars, which has the bullcrap advertisement around the track.
There's no license. There's proper licensing with Forza, which is always good. It's
fun, and I'm driving around in Korea in a 1966 Katina, following in the footsteps of my father.
What about the driver tasks? Because you've got us all on there now as in your friends list.
Well, when I was playing Horizon...
Any of us crazy, or...?
In Horizon it says that you've got to go find your first driver or drivatar to hire for the Horizon event, and you drive to the area, and I got to the area, and the next thing is it goes, find Snoogans, the next thing is Snoogs comes flying out in a Ferrari, and about 3 seconds later I overtook him and won the race. But it is a little bit easier, and it's a little bit arcadier, but I mean, it's been a long time since I've played a racing game with a controller, and
that's where the fun is.
Oh, yes and no. It's
Forza Horizon's definitely more the have a few drinks, switch your brain off, turn off the traction control, and go belting through the countryside.
Yeah, and for Motorsport today, I was driving around a Formula E car,
Mm-hmm.
and you know what I heard?
Nothing.
That's what I heard. Absolutely nothing. Except for the occasional screech of the tyre going around the corner. It was quite funny. But the licensing and the broad list of cars. I mean,
Oh, it's definitely phenomenal.
GT had a big list of cars, but I think Forza's probably neck and neck with it. If not,
Yeah,
it's got a few more. I mean,
Well, Gran Turismo Sport, when it comes out towards the end of next year, if it gets out, unless they push it back again, but I think it's definitely crossed for that one. That's got a big car list to follow. Generally, you know, the Gran Turismo's been a bit more probably technical than Forza. I've always seen Forza as being between the simulator and the arcade.
it's just pick up and play.
Yeah, you can go full sim if you really want, or you can turn on a lot of different assists and have it more of an arcade sort of feel. But whereas GT is just predominantly for those people that just want to race and get stuck into the nitty gritty of a sim. But it's got a big thing to follow after Forza 6. It's done. Forza 6 has been absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
The amount of time I've spent in it, it's brilliant.
Yeah, the only thing I could probably say lets it down a little bit is the amount of tracks it has.
Yep.
And the tracks it does have, I mean, they're all licensed tracks, apart from maybe one or two. But, I mean, they're the same licensed tracks you find generally on any
real car racing game, yeah.
So it doesn't really deviate from that path. But,
Although the one through, I think it's the favelas in Brazil.
yeah, I'd never heard of that.
Yeah,
that track.
that's a pretty neat track. It goes up around the countryside and up through the hills. It's definitely something I've never seen before, and quite a bit of fun.
And I love Long Beach, California.
Yes.
That is one of the best street circuits outside of Monaco, which is just it's very hard to go around Monaco without rubbing the concrete. But in this and a touring car, like I've done it in the V8, I've done it in the Cortina, and it's just like you stick it wide, drive through the apex, put the foot down, and the tyre barriers as well. Like when you hit a tyre barrier, it does what it's supposed to do. It stops you and
bounces you out again.
And the other thing I've noticed with Forza is the AI. The AI drive like race cars.
Mm-hmm.
They're not scared to bump into you. They're not scared to cut you off. They will try and jump up the inside. If you brake early, they will come hammer and tongs up the back of you.
Yep.
And it just makes for a better gameplay. I mean, some of these other games that you play with driving, the AI is kind of like on rails, and if you want to overtake them, you've got to go around them, so to speak, and they won't move out of that.
Yeah, it's very hard to get your nose underneath them.
Whereas Forza is kind of very, they're fun. I mean, they will bash you, they will try and push you off the track, but I mean, I'm loving it. I just wish I had a G920 steering wheel, but I've got the G29 Logitech wheel for the PS4, so I've been looking into see if that'd work on the Xbox. Apparently it won't, unless you have some adapter that they sell on Amazon for $200 US. But
might as well wait for the 920 to come on sale next time.
It's on sale now, and I still can't afford it. But no, overall, Xbox has been pretty cool. It is connected to the TV, so I'm limited to when my wife isn't watching the TV to when I can play it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, outside of that, it's fun. It's good to see what's on the other side of the fence and the variety the game can bring. I mean, there's a lot of games that have come out the past 12 to 18 months on Xbox One that I haven't been able to play, that I've wanted to play, to the point where a couple of times I'll message you and say, what are you doing? Can I come around and play your Xbox?
Come around and crack.
But yeah, no, it's been good.
Mm. And what about PS4? You had much time with that of late?
PS4, I got Watch Dogs 2 and Mafia 3.
Nice.
I've played a little bit of Watch Dogs 2, got past the intro. I'm enjoying that. You can hack manhole covers as you drive over them, but you're supposed to activate them once you drive over them, not when you drive over them, and a few times I've done it and the car's completely exploded and gone everywhere. And the main part of my time this past week has been playing Don Bradman 17, and I've just been playing career mode. It's probably one of the best career games I've ever played on a console or PC. Going back to, I remember when we
beating out Shane Warne's cricket, or
there was one cricket 96.
Oh, that thing, straight through him like a hot curry.
Yeah, we used to play that a lot back in the day on PC. But this is, I'm waiting on someone saying "nice one, Gary" when you put a spin bowl through. But no, I've been playing a lot of career customization. You can, when you update it, you can make any bat you want. Gun and More, Kookaburra, the big Kabuna.
Nice.
You can make your gloves and put the labels on them and advertisement. And like I made a Gun and More bat and put the big Ford sticker down the front of it. And it's a simulation type cricket game. Like when you're a bowler, you've got to think about what shots you want the batsman to play, set your field up right, and force him into playing that shot. Batting, I just tend to do the big slog, and I've played a few games online with Red.
Nice.
And one of my other mates,
some streaming as well, I see.
Daniel. Yeah, that didn't really work. We had
technical difficulties.
Yeah, we kind of gave that a miss after 20 minutes, and then after about 40 minutes we got kicked again, and we were all out, so
yeah,
we just went back to our careers. But my career, I'm up to you start off at club cricket.
Mm-hmm.
So Red's playing for Bunning in Tasmania, and I was playing for York in England.
Yep.
County cricket.
County
Club cricket. Then I was captain of the club. And then, so I've set up my character as a all-rounder, batsman bowler, because you get a bit of both, in middle order batsman. But when you're captain, you can change the order any way you want. So I moved myself up the order and put myself in to bowl the important overs. And then after two or three games as captain, I got picked for Yorkshire in county cricket, so now I'm playing first class 4-day test matches and stuff. But it's pretty good. It
sounds very in depth, very full on.
And even like without going too much else, the only other thing I'll say is when you're batting, when you get up to certain milestones, like depending on how you're hitting your shots, the opposition will move their field accordingly. So if you're hitting straight drives and hitting it down the ground, not long afterwards they'll put a fielder there. So you can't just do the big tonk every time.
Just constantly, so AI actually learns how you play.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
And the swing, the swing when you're batting and they're bowling, the swing is like it's scary sometimes. But I could go on all night about it. But and what about you? I think you've been surviving in New York City.
That is pretty much all I've been doing since the afternoon of the 21st. I've had a little bit of time with Final Fantasy, a couple of games with the brother-in-law of Rocket League, a bit of Doom here and there, mainly with the brother-in-law wanting to have a bit of a play and a bit of a crack. But yeah, 98% of my time has been good old survival. So second expansion set for the division, and
it's pretty brutal.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to describe it. So pretty much what it is you're being sent back into Manhattan to get a virus sample, I think, or some.
I don't even know where you're going in. It's just a helicopter you're in, and
yeah. So you're going in to pick up some antivirals. So what you have to do is you're unfortunately involved in a helicopter crash, wake up with nothing but the bare essentials. So you've got very basic clothing, no food, no water, no med packs,
and a puncture
no
wound.
skills, and a septic wound. Yeah, that's slowly eating away at you. So you have to find everything. So you've got your sidearm and that's it. You have no major weapons. Everything that you've been grinding for these last 7 or 8 months is gone. You're very much back to basics. So you walk out of this little safe room that you find yourself in, and you're in Blizzard, and it's pretty much a complete whiteout. So you're very much running through. New York looks completely different than it does in the standard game. Everything's deep undercover in snow, and it is intense. So the noise that you've got rushing through the headset, the little sounds that you hear. You can play. I've only played one game of PvP so far, and lasted all of 3 minutes before I was taken out. So I haven't been back yet. But yeah, so PvE I've played a lot of. Average game times hour and a half. Sometimes upwards of 2.
Yeah, I've given it one go. That was with you, Lucas and Red.
Yep.
That was the first night really we were able to play.
Yeah, that was the first night to get a crack at it.
Well, it was. You play as a team, but it's every man for himself. It's whoever can get to that little search bag.
Yeah, the more you play it, like I've played a lot of it on my own, and it is definitely a lot easier on your own.
Yeah.
So I've got my own little routes worked out where I can find everything, get to the dark zone with still around 40 minutes of life left, and plenty of medication to get me through it. Unfortunately, I'm yet to extract. I keep getting taken out by hunters once I'm trying to extract. But that being said, I can't get enough of it.
I never got that far. I managed to make the filter mask to get into the dark zone, but then I saw a couple of search bags off the corner of the screen, and my eyes lit up, and I went running to get them, and didn't realise it was a contamination zone, and dropped dead. And
yeah, we didn't have the right gear to come in and get you, so it was kind of
no.
Sorry, mate. See you later. And that's one thing that's so brutal about it as well is once you're down, you're gone. You've got a couple of minutes. You've got I think 5 minutes
for someone to revive you.
Downtime for someone to revive you. They have to be willing to revive you. 2 have to have a med kit to do it, and have the time. So the big thing really that you find out, and one thing that's become glaringly obvious, is that outside of your team, there are very few friends. As soon as you drop down to, as soon as you're down to hands and knees crawling to get away from whatever, if there's someone else in the vicinity, they can come and take you out completely, and that's it.
Take all your gear as well.
Yep.
I mean, I'd done the arsehole thing. I was down, and Red was coming to get me, and he killed the NPCs around, and then revived me, and I just jumped up, and as he was running across to pick up the gear, the loot they dropped, I ran and stole it.
I dare say that won't happen again.
No, it won't.
He'll sit there and just watch your body slowly going into fits.
Probably.
And clapping over the top of you. Right, so that's probably enough on the division for now, only because I know I'll be back into it probably as soon as we're done here. I'll go on to be another 1 AM or 1:30 finish.
Yeah, I've been bad for that the past few days.
But it's holidays. Like we don't get a lot of time off from work, so it's good. I've got 2 weeks off, so it's very much warming up the thumbs, getting them ready for some long nights.
This controller may be black very soon.
just from the tension on it. All right, so I'm sure, as you guys would have seen, there has been a bit of a drop off over the Christmas break, with a few things going up on the page, and we're all very much with our families, the same as you guys. But we've had a few different things go up on YouTube and on AussieGamersExpress.com.
That's right. We've got a review up. Lucas has done a review on The Walking
Dead Season 3.
Yep. And
are you a fan of the show?
No, I've never watched it. There's a few TV shows I've just never. I mean, there's that many different TV shows. You just can't get the time to watch them all and pick and choose. I've just never watched it. I've got it there. I can watch it at any time. I just haven't found the time yet to watch it.
I got.
What about yourself? You watched it?
I got 3 seasons in, and
Well, Telltale Games is up to
Telltale's
3 seasons.
up to season 3. Yes, I got 3 seasons in, and unfortunately, it got to the point for me where it was. I started to refer to it as Grey's Anatomy with zombies. It was just this miserable, moping mess, and everyone tells me it gets better. You got to stick with it. You got to stick with it, but I just couldn't do it anymore.
I'm shocked. You watched Grey's Anatomy?
No, I do not watch Grey's Anatomy. My wife watches Grey's Anatomy, and every time I've seen any certain scene on it, it's just been this big mope.
Yeah.
So, pass. That's one of the big things that Lucas has been lucky enough to review in the last couple of weeks has been this little beauty. Yeah. So
it's been hiding behind Pagan.
So hopefully you guys can see it there. So it's the what do they call it? The Nacon.
It's the
Revolution Pro controller for the PS4.
Yeah, he's done a very detailed video on and put that up. Explains all the different
features and whatnot.
All the different features, functions, the way you can program profiles. I think it comes with 4 preset profiles.
You know what? I was lucky enough to go and pinch this from him tonight on the way over here. So what do you say we have a squiz? Yeah, screw it.
Let's
get out, show everyone. Anyone who hasn't seen the video, head over to YouTube, our YouTube channel, and have a look. It's a lot more in depth than what we're going to do here. So all I'm going to do is really just show it off.
I'm no good at unboxings because generally I just want to rip the box apart. And get stuck in, but
I haven't put it back together the way it should be either. So all right.
That's a fancy box.
It is a very fancy box. But here's a controller. It's a very weird setup. So I know that if you've listened to the podcast in the past, Red and Luke have both spoken about this, and the push mainly for the Call of Duty players who have been playing on Xbox 360 for the last 10 years, the pro guys.
I feel sorry for a lot of parents out there that have 10-year-olds coming up and saying, "Oh, I need this to play Call of Duty." But now from I've picked it up and had a look at it, and as you can see, like if you put it like that, it's basically turning a PS4 controller into an Xbox controller.
Yeah, it's very much a lot of similarities. It feels very strange in the hand though. It's kind of like the brain's conflicting. It's like, hold on a sec, it's black, it's got the touchpad, the PS button, everything like that, but shaped like an Xbox controller. It's very surreal, but feels very good.
Another thing I've found, like when you play Xbox, it feels a lot more comfier in the hand.
Yep.
Where the thumbsticks are, it's kind of a little bit more natural. PlayStation, the other controllers, it's kind of, well, you're used to it, but
it's nowhere near as comfortable.
But that just kind of brings it.
This is a whole new level. Kind of puts it right in the middle. It's very strange the way the triggers sit, and
you got the 2 buttons underneath it. I think when I was talking to Lucas, he programmed one of them for playing Titanfall. So
yeah, so you got your jump and slide,
so,
and whatnot. Very much so that you can jump and still aim.
Yeah.
Not that I'd be able to do any of that, but it'd give it a good shot at least.
Yeah, but I mean it is. I mean we just pulled it out. It is a wired controller, so
yes.
It brings me back to my nostalgic days of retro gaming, where you had to plug the controller into the console in order for it to work.
But at least it comes with a 10-foot controller or 3-meter control cable now, so you shouldn't have any problems with.
You've got it on your side. That's
with how close you sit or how far you sit from the TV, so it's plenty of length there for even when I'm sitting on the couch with mine.
We'll bring King Pagan back.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen it, get on over to our YouTube channel and check out the unboxing. Like I said, Lucas has done a lot more justice than what we have. Very much get over there, have a squiz. Let us know what you think. Make sure you leave a comment for him and let him know if you've got any questions or anything. He'll be able to get onto that for you. One of the other unboxings and bit of information that we've had floating around the last couple of days is the adapter for the Xbox One S with the Kinect.
Yeah, which if you have an old Xbox One or an old Kinect and it is registered with Microsoft
on your account on the Microsoft site.
When you get your 1S, you can go online and they will send you out an adapter for free.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately,
that's just been extended.
I don't own a Kinect or an old Xbox, so I can't qualify for that. But I mean, Kinect. I mean, it's pretty cool. You go Xbox on and everything turns on, and
I'll just push the button.
that's what I do. And
I think the big thing is too, we're both married to wives that would have too much fun walking in the room and going Xbox off when we're in the middle of something.
no, I don't. No, not really. They just.
Well, mine would. And then she'd laugh all the way back down the hallway.
Plus, I'm not sure if Kinect register with my Scottish accent. I mean, Siri doesn't understand me.
I don't understand you. I've known you for 20 years.
But I mean, there's a lot of voice recognition things that just.
Actually, I'd near on pay to see that. You swearing at the Connect after a few drinks into you. Because you get a couple of drinks into you and not many people can understand you.
Fucking turn on! Yeah, bastard. No, yeah, that's up there. I think coming very soon is a review on some Rocat headphones.
Yeah, I believe that's still in the works at the moment. It might even be out by the time this one goes live.
And also coming up, it's in the final stages of production, is the latest instalment in Royboy's Retro Rewind, which will be the final one for this year, and it is all about LucasArts. Mm-hmm. They'd had a little sneak peek up a few weeks ago. The sneak peek has been altered slightly for a very funny intro. If anything, just watch it for the intro till you get into the nitty-gritty. It's been very interesting in researching that and how LucasArts was overtaken by Disney, and Disney pretty much put an end to it, and everything's gone to the evil empire that is EA. But
the evil empire that is Disney, and a little tongue-in-cheek comedy.
Yeah, I mean it's just been really interesting, and the way that they've the way LucasArts really was at the forefront of gaming for like,
quite a while there,
from the mid '80s right through till the early 2000s.
Well, they were really at the forefront of everything. Like you look at the original Star Wars and the
original
graphics that they used for that.
The original Star Wars games they didn't have the licensing for.
Mm-hmm.
They eventually got it in the '90s, and they brought out. That's when they started bringing out X-Wing and the other bits and pieces. Yep. Action adventure games, the old point and click, where you had to type in what you want to do next and stuff. Yep. They actually wrote their own game engine for it, and that lasted nearly 10, 12 years before Grim Fandango, which was recently remastered and was a PS Plus title.
Mm-hmm.
That's a LucasArts game as well.
Yeah, there's plenty of references to let you know that it's LucasArts, isn't there?
I never played it that much.
No?
Because, it's sitting there. It's in a long list of to-do things. I mean, there's a lot of games there that we've got, but you know, there's just that much coming through.
Yeah, just been not enough hours in the day.
No.
Probably. Sorry, we'll touch on that. When are you thinking that's going to be up by? So before the end of the year?
Yeah, it'll probably be up maybe tomorrow or Friday.
Okay. So keep an eye out for that. If it's up early, we'll look at putting a link in the description for you.
I did show you the post credits, and
yes.
They were pretty cool.
Yes, I've had a look at the finished product. It's not too bad at all. So make sure you get on and have a look.
And I must say thanks to Lucas for that. He popped around today and showed us a few tips on editing and making it look better. So
yeah.
And also I'm working. It'll probably come out next week. But I'm looking at putting together a full list of what's been confirmed for release in 2017.
Yes.
Because normally I do the weekly reviews. I probably might go to monthly reviews next year.
Yep.
I'm still thinking working it out because.
Yeah, it's the time of year, and there's been I'm sure a few people have seen on Facebook, and it's something that has made me laugh a few times because it's very much true. that time between Christmas and New Year. You don't really know where you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to be doing. It's just kind of there.
Yeah, and I mean, we've both got day jobs. I mean, we're sitting here because we love gaming and we love being part of Aussie Gamers and interacting with the community and that out there. And it's just the time-wise. Like, I mean, every week, like weekly releases every week. I think a monthly thing when you say like this month these are the games coming out.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like Don Bradman, for example, I thought that came out the 22nd and it was released a week early.
That'd be a first, right? That one, yeah. Someone's released it early.
They should have waited because it definitely needed a patch. And
yeah.
I mean, even now, like going back to that game, it does have a couple of critical errors. Like you can be playing it, it'll just critical error. But yeah, and I think that would bring us into what.
No, we've got one more video.
Oh, one more video.
One more video that Lucas got his hands on, the Watch Dogs 2 Special Edition.
Oh, I forgot about
that. The statue edition. So there's been quite a few. It's roasting in here. What was it? It's high 30s today. We're looking at low 40s tomorrow in Sydney. It's not going to be fun.
Oh, tomorrow I'm going on a boat.
No, lucky you.
On a boat. Look at me.
Yeah, so Lucas was able to get himself a statue edition of Watch Dogs, which he's done the unboxing video for, again on YouTube.
And it's on special at eBay Games for $57 at the moment in the Boxing Day sale. So I mean,
I had one in my hands yesterday. Sort of went, yeah, nah. I still can't get over the whole Watch Dogs 1 thing. Couldn't get into it.
I was the same, but this one is it's cheesy and corny, but it's pretty cool. And it was quite funny. Like in part of the game, there's a 3D printer where you can print weapons and stuff.
Nice.
And at the same time, I was 3D printing a weapon. It was quite. Although in Watch Dogs 2, the 3D printing is a hell of a lot quicker.
A hell of a lot quicker. Looks a lot prettier. So that's probably it for what's out on YouTube at the moment. There's a few game streams. My internet's not playing very well at the moment, so I haven't been able to stream a lot of survival. I've tried a couple of times, but it's glitched out on me.
Bad internet.
Very bad internet. So I would like to name and shame, but we'll leave that alone for now.
Yeah, mine's done the same thing as well. I think it must be that time of year where everyone has got new things and is sucking the
clogging it
life
up.
out of these.
Everyone's on holidays. Everyone's getting stuck into it. But that leaves us to our last little session. So we're probably having a bit of a quicker run through this week. Not quite as long as last week's one, but looking forward to 2017.
Yes.
Some of the most anticipated games. So I believe you've got a bit of a list there to have a look at.
It's just a short list. If I can get my phone to unlock, sweaty fingers. Yeah, we'll just go through a couple of them and just see what your thoughts are. First one comes out in January, and it is Resident Evil 7 Biohazard.
Nope.
I've played the demo on...
Yes, I watched Lucas playing a bit of the demo earlier today.
And I've done a stream on YouTube of the demo, and if you watch it, warning, it contains explicit language. For me, I'm just looking forward to a full game in VR.
Yeah, but that one you'll be having a bloody heart attack by the end of it.
I'm a sucker for punishment, son.
As am I. I'm an absolute lover of horror movies. I enjoy the rush of being scared, but I'm not really sure about the whole just being that tense for so long.
I think if it comes out in chapters, or like different parts, so like you do one part and then it stops. Then when it stops, you can kind of take the headset off and go.
Wipe all the sweat off the inside of it.
Have a drink and then not sleep for weeks. But that's coming out in January. And then moving into February, we've got For Honor from Ubisoft, which we've had a look at the EB Expo.
Yep.
Which is basically samurais and Vikings and English knights.
Yep.
Or knights. Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen, it looks good.
It looks great. It seemed to play great.
It's
not really up my alley.
To me,
So I wouldn't mind having a look at it, but yeah.
I could be wrong, but it kind of come up. Remember the old like Destiny Warriors, where you're that one like ninja or warrior, and you're fighting an army of thousands.
Isn't that Dynasty Warriors?
Oh, it could be. I don't know. There's that many different warrior games out there. To me, it was kind of like that. I know you can do one-on-one fighting, and apparently you can use the controller thing as part of like blocking and stuff. But just mad Vikings that you can control. It's
Well, I've trimmed my beard this week, so I can't even do the Viking stroke.
I don't even have a beard anymore.
I know. Come back, babyface.
Who is this guy?
What do you got next there?
The other one in February is Sniper Elite 4, which looks kind of cool with a bullet cam.
Yeah, like For Honor, I know a lot of people that are aching for that. Probably fair to say. I'm just not one of them.
I've never played one because I don't have the patience to really sit there and take my time.
It's probably my problem as well.
But I mean, it's pretty cool. Like, I've seen some of the videos and that for it. I've seen some of the YouTube videos from previous Sniper Elite games where guys just go sniper crazy and go totally cool. But I mean, it looks good, and that's coming out on February 14, Valentine's Day. So
yes. Same day as For Honor, I think.
There could be. Yes, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
So there could be a lot of unlucky ladies out there that, or lucky ladies that get For Honor and Sniper Elite 4 for their Valentine's Day present. Also February, which is Halo Wars 2. That's February 21. And I haven't played any of the Halos. I've got them now on borrow, on download, thanks to Snoogs here, who's lent me his copies. What are your thoughts on Halo Wars 2?
I've never played the original. I only played the Master Chief storyline in Halo, solely because prior to the Xbox One, I only had the original Xbox. I never bothered with the 360, so it was just when I could get my hands on. Halo was the only real franchise that I really enjoyed from Xbox. So whenever I could get my hands on the Brothers 360 or something, that's when I got onto it. So yeah, it's one of those things not even on my radar at the moment.
Cool.
Right, so what are you looking at next? I think this is the
Horizon Zero Dawn, February 28, PS4. That's the one that
will be a day one purchase for me. That will be
the red-headed chick with the bow and arrow that shoots robots and rides weird creatures. That is
the one thing that needs to be said about that game that just sells that game for probably 90% of the people that are going to play it. Robotic dinosaurs. What more really do you need?
Real dinosaurs.
That's what Jurassic Park and No Man's Sky is for.
From the trailers, I mean, it looks beautiful on the trailers.
Gameplay feels like an old friend. Really, it's when as soon as you picked it up, you kind of knew exactly what needed to be done. The weapon wheel, everything felt very familiar. And can't wait to get my hands on that one.
That's good. And the final one we'll look at, because we'll take this through. This is January, February, but I'll touch into March.
Because this is, I think, both of our most anticipated one.
This is
for the year.
This is on Borderlining Collector's Edition, and that is Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon
Wildlands. I already have the special edition on its way.
Is that the one with the box and the statue?
The statue edition is on its way. I have had a stupid amount of fun with Tom Clancy games in the last 12 months. And being that this one looks very much a mixture of the Division and Rainbow Six.
Yeah, I just can't
I
wait
love
to
it.
play Sniper and
Playing
we're in a
Overwatch.
team like you, Red, Lucas, me. I'm Chopper Man. I'm the one that comes in for the extraction. It's gonna be. Think A-Team, Mad Mud Dog. If I could smoke inside this house, I'd have a cigar smoking as I'm playing it. It's. I mean, EV Expo. We were lucky enough to see a sneak peek at one of the missions, and it just looks. It's pretty cool. I mean, you've all got to think. You've all got individual jobs.
All got individual jobs with one objective, and that's what's going to keep you going. Very tactical.
And the fact that you can, it's got that replayability. You can do missions at night, during the day, whether you want to go in all guns blazing or full on stealth it. Or
as it is, I think there's like 100 standalone missions anyway, so it's going to take you a few weeks to get through it.
And I think the map has got like 21 different areas of Bolivia, and each one's got its own climate and look and uniqueness to it.
Yeah,
it just and I think it's one of the biggest open model maps that Ubisoft has actually put together.
Chomping at the bit for it. Yeah.
I mean, for me, that's 27. I mean, we've spent 2016 in the Division. 2017 is going to be the Wildlands.
And I'll be in the Division until that probably comes out, especially with Last Stand still to come.
Yeah, that wraps it up for now. I mean, there is more games coming.
Yeah, there's a lot more games coming out, but there's no point really touching on them yet. We don't have a lot of information on it.
No, but they're the big ones that are coming out early next year, January, February, a little bit of March. I mean, and the other thing as well is, I mean, you don't want to get your hopes up too much because of the game delays.
Well, Wildlands is already supposed to be out, so yeah,
and
that's all right.
There is a few other games that should already be out that aren't, but I mean, as long as they come out finished products that are playable day one, I don't care if they're delayed or not. But
yeah, you've got to wait a few more weeks, so
that's it. There's nothing worse than getting a game and then having to wait for it to be patched.
Exactly. All right, mate. Well, that's probably it for now. So, thanks again for joining in. Be sure to leave us a bit of a like. And,
yeah, keep going.
And you're right there.
Yeah.
So leave us a like comment, any feedback you've got. I think we've got a list.
And don't forget to check out the website at www.aussiegamersexpress.com and subscribe, follow, like, and all the social media malarkey at Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook by searching for Aussie Gamers Express. And also don't forget to listen to the podcast on iTunes, TuneIn Radio, and Stitcher.
Thank you very much, mate. So thanks everyone for joining in. Hopefully they'll let us back for another episode. So episode 3 will be probably in a week or so, depending on the new year and what happens.
Well, they say in a series, once you get into episode 3, that's when it all really starts kicking off.
That's when it kicks along and gets going. So thanks a lot for everyone watching and joining in. A happy new year to everybody. Enjoy. And see you all next year. Thanks a lot. I've been Snoogs.
I've been Royboy, and I'll leave you with an old Kiriati proverb. When the tough gets going, the tough use a flamethrower. Until next time.